Hi, everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for getting me to 1,000. I never thought I'd be there. You guys are all so amazing and you listen to me. And like I say, a year ago when I started this, it was because no one would listen to me. You know how it is with teenagers. And once you've been married for a certain amount of years, you know how it is. And so thank you so much. You guys got me there. My viewing hours are amazing. You guys have always been so great about that. And we got in so many new friends, and I thank you all so much. My channel here is not really in anybody's community. We're kind of on our own. I like to think that I created something where it's past the headlines. It's that the headlines show you this black and white, and people are getting money off this black and white, and that's how our world goes. The headlines are where the black and the white go, and you follow that and you follow the money. You see who's getting that money, and that's where your problem is. Okay, the money goes there. The headlines go for the money. They don't tell the truth. The truth is between the black and the white, in the gray that becomes. And like I say, is it anything too far stretched to realize that our brain is referred to as that gray matter? And so if you say the gray matter is between the black and the white, that you say that working together you can find the truth. And I truly believe that. I feel that the truth is in the gray, and together we can work to be a better community where we are really seeking the truth, that there are problems out there, on the surface and deeper, that just take some of us getting together and talking and openly talking. And you guys have all been so wonderful. This channel, I had no idea that people could be so nice. And you guys all talk so nice amongst each other. And I love you all. And thank you so much for being a part of the solution. And in so doing, I would like to show you one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about speaking out about the things that Michelle Sabate has done, especially as it pertains to what I believe is her abuse on her ex husband. Let me show you why I believe this and why I got involved. Without further ado, or dog do as we do, here we go. Okay, so right here, as we see, so that's ETN, and it's joked about in her conversations. People refer to him as ATM. His full name, is the Etienne, but because of the way that she used and exploited this man for money, he's an ATM. And she says that, she'll say that right then, she'll say it all the time. She'll be like, oh, well, if I need money, I'll just go and get it from him. That's why he became, like you say, the ATM. People don't know this long history that she has of abusing people and extorting money and her parasitical way of living. But I feel that she put herself out there on this platform, and she's made herself arguably a public figure. She's asked for the attention, she's asked for the money. Now it's time to go through and see what that money was used for, how that money was wasted, and how dangerous it is to give an addict money in their active addiction. And oh, I hear you over there. Well, I did a gift card. Gift cards are converted to cash very easily. Drug dealers have a way of doing that, and they'll then turn around and sell those gift cards back online to others who are happy to get a gift card for a discount. And then I hear you, but I just went on her Amazon list and I bought her these pots and she could have a cooking show. What you did is you got her something that then she turned and sold for cash. She's an addict in active addiction. She's driving drunk and she's driving stoned. She's driving drunk and high. Do you want that driving next to your grandchildren? Next to your son or daughter coming home from college? I don't, and that's why I'm standing up. I don't understand why the officials aren't stopping her. I don't understand why she's not being pulled over. I don't understand why nobody's stopping this, so I am speaking up. Now, But she brought in, this is one of the videos that she brought in as her proof of Etienne beating her. Now we know that she's went on streams and she says Etienne never laid a hand on her. He would never hurt her. He loved her so much. So we know that she did that as a way to blackmail him into coming back. She said she'd accuse him of spousal abuse, and she was talking about using these films. These films are indeed what she did bring to the judge, and she got laughed all the way out. So this is what we're dealing with. So in 2020, May 17, 2020, Michelle starts it with this preface. She says, "It started pouring down, raining, and I see 2 bags by my garden." Actually, here we go. "It started pouring down, raining, and I see 2 bags by my garden. I think it's lime for the grass. I was like, shit, help me get this on the deck and run downstairs. I get 1 bag to the edge and it bursts. It busts. Go for the other bag, now completely soaking wet, and it busted too. It was the cement for the installation to the stump pump. And I thought it was so funny that the deck and myself are covered in cement. I ran my hands through his hair. Ha ha ha. When I had 3 Bud Lights in me, it was just funny as shit. Number 2, his ring is black on his finger and he's cooking me French toast. Number 3, we'll deal with the deck tomorrow. Y'all, I still can't breathe. The dust was all over his face. Ha ha ha." So now you can see that people would put some angry things. What you're going to see is actually really sad, and I'll explain towards the end. So from what I could glean in watching this is that Etienne had made her breakfast as he cooked every meal for her. That's why she's able to try and do this cooking show, because she has all of the things that he had, and she tries to mimic what he did. But she has never been able to take care of herself or anybody else in that capacity of cooking, cleaning, maintaining a house. And she's certainly not now. I do believe that she will need to, after rehab, be in a very closely monitored, sober home with very strict rules, very, very well managed. She won't be able to live on her own and be sober, likely. That is, I am not a professional. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, 1 in psychology, 1 in criminal justice. I'm finishing my master's degree in forensic psychology. I started law school, had to drop out because of my illness, and I started long ago and far away. I was going to be a nurse, and I had to drop out of my nursing program due to my extreme latex allergy. So that's my history for those who know me. So I have that insight, but I'm not a practicing practitioner or anything else like that. I am not working at this time. And so he was making her breakfast, as he did. And then he went out to do what homeowners do. You know, you have a day, you've got to get this done. He went out there and did that. She came out drunk, and we know that she mixes the pills. And so she came out drunk and high like she normally is. And you can hear her acting in the same way that we have been. And what she did to him, you will see. And it's hard to watch. So it's a trigger warning if you are sensitive to abuse and Michelle's antics.
No, you can't go through. No, you can't go through. We put it right back on your
Yeah, you're trying to escalate this.
No, this is not escalating.
Okay, so there you go. You can see right there. You can see that Etienne is looking very uncomfortable. He's looking down. He doesn't know what to do. You can see that she is trying to corner him. He is trying to come around where they have that island in the kitchen. He is trying to get past her to go into the area where he can exit through the front door if he wishes. She is blocking him. And you can see where her hands have been all over him with the cement. At this point, she has put the cement all over on his face, on his neck, everywhere, and it has created a chemical burn on him.
It's so funny. Just back up. Just back up. Just back up like 10 feet, please.
No, we're having a fight. You're trying to escalate.
We're not fighting. Back up.
You're trying to escalate.
We're not fighting. Back up. Just back up like 10 feet, please.
I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Just back up. We're not fighting. Back up like 10 feet.
You hear how out of control she is. He's trying to de-escalate as he is a veteran. He is a career military man. I don't know if it's an officer. I apologize, Etienne. I don't know your rank or rate. I'm sorry. I don't, or I would refer to you as such. I do know that you're a veteran, and I thank you for your service. If you do ever see this, and I am sorry that you endured this from somebody who should not have been an enemy, foreign or domestic. With that being said, Etienne is quite very much taller than her, and he seems to be very aware of this, and he does not ever seem to be using his height or his size against her. He is very docile towards her. She's, as you can tell, out of control, laughing, trying to get him to, be in this fun, and he's not having any fun with this. That she's hurt him, and he's hurt, and he just wants to get out of here, like he says. And she's like, no, no, no. Well, you hear, no, we're not. She's trying to. So she's, pulling the thing where she's reinventing the history. She's turning it around. She's saying what's happening isn't happening. She is absolutely under the influence, and this is what she's doing.
I want to get the fuck away from
I
you.
just want you back up.
I just want to get the fuck away
Just
from
send
you.
me back up and I'll leave you alone.
All right.
Just
No.
back up like 10 feet. Just
No,
back up and I'll leave you alone. I'll get up and I'll leave.
You're drunk and you're trying to escalate.
No, I'm
the
not drunk. I'm
situation.
loud. Just please back
Trying
up.
to escalate the
No, just
situation.
please back
I'm
up
trying
like
to
10
get the
feet.
fuck out of
Just
here.
back up like 10 feet.
Look,
Just I'll leave you alone.
No, I just
Put your ring
give me-
back on your finger. This is so funny. Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay. So she's mad because he doesn't have his ring on his finger. Now she says in there where she's trying to kind of do some damage control in this video that she posted because she thinks it's so funny. It says, oh, his ring is back on his finger and he's cooking me French toast. So she's basically saying, oh, everything is all better. So I don't know at what point he took his ring off. I don't know if that was symbolic of when they had their fights where he was like, I'm done. This is over. I'm walking away. But here she's like, put the ring back, put the ring back. She's trying to block him. And as you can see all over his shirt, again, she's got that cement and whatnot. So you can see that her hands have been all over him, pushing him back. As you can see, the finger marks up towards his neck and everywhere else. He is in no way using his hands towards her. I am sensitive to the fact that people are abused and it doesn't look like abuse. I am absolutely sensitive to that, and I have very much been on the side of being a victim of abuse, okay? But I have also grown very, very tired and resentful of those that fake being victims of domestic abuse because of how there are no resources, and there were no resources when I needed them. People that do this, that claim things like this are domestic abuse, are hurting victims to come. They are hurting current victims. The victims right now need help. They need resources. They need shelter. Those things are hard to come by. And when you have somebody like Michelle who manipulates the system, it makes it hard for others to get the help that they need. So I don't want anybody thinking that I'm making light of these accusations and that I'm so naive that I just think that people can act different on camera or whatever, etc., etc. No, this is one of the specific ones that she is saying was abuse that she brought to the judge. And like I say, you can see all of her fingerprints all over him. Now, if you are a victim of a man abusing you, do you stop him? Do you corner him? Do you refuse to let him past you? And then when he does kind of try to slither past you, do you then follow him and say, I'm following you? No. That is why all of these things in here are very indicative, and I feel strongly in my position that this is a good example of how she intimidated him. That there are no delineation when it comes to spousal abuse, that it is an equal opportunity offender. It is not that it's just men that can do it. There are women that are domestic abusers across the board. Okay? Arguably, for the physical part, yes, men probably get the better of women. But when it comes to psychological, verbal, financial, etc., abuse, it's across the board. I believe that Etienne was physically abused by Michelle as well. Now look at this.
But you need light. You need light. And then, I'm gonna put these lights on. Oh my god. So funny. Okay. Look at me.
Okay, look at this man. Look at what she's done to him. She's taken his soul. She's taken his confidence. He doesn't know what to do. He has no idea how to handle her. Nobody does. We have witnessed in, what, 6 months, what Michelle has done to an entire social media platform. She has conned people into doing things that hurt others. She has hurt others immeasurably. She has had how many people come on that are female and offer to help her in every way, shape, and form, and she discards them. But any man that says hello, even in an email, because I don't know if you guys paid attention, but a few weeks ago, she said she was getting off of all social media because she was going to be rich with a man from Arabia that she had found a prince. So some poor man was probably just doing one of those phishing scams, and it turned out to be her. And then he was like, never mind, I won't scam you. And then she went back to Ski. She was absolutely obsessed with Ski. She wanted Ski to be in there because I believe that she wanted a man to be in there. So when the sheriffs go and try to get her out of that house so that it can be sold as per the divorce agreements, she wanted a man to be in there so that all of the pew-pews that she has in there will be used. And she wouldn't care if somebody got hurt in the process of defending her. She absolutely would not. Fortunately, it looks like Ski is not falling for her offer. She was begging him, and she was, doing all of the nudes, and then she was flashing him on his stream so that he couldn't use those. And she was sending him nudes, and she makes no secret of the fact that she's in love with him. And then when he called her on her lies, she said that she was going to have Etienne here go and beat up Ski. That he's a military man, he is this and that, and he can do this and that and that. So in her mind, she then thinks this man that she absolutely took his soul out and stomped on it would then go and beat up some guy in a different state because he didn't want to come and live in his house with her. And people think this is a good cause. Let me give her more money. Etienne worked all of his life to get where he was. He finally was getting ready to retire from the military, and he had met Michelle, however that had went, and thought that she would be a good wife because she put on that act that everybody falls for. And look what she's done. She came into this with no children. He does not have children. Her daughter is being raised by her father, and there's nothing of Michelle in there. And her son, we've heard the way that she talks to her son, and he is incarcerated. So those children were not a part of this. But still, she blames that son who's behind bars for causing the demise of the marriage. We're seeing what she's doing to him. Her son who's behind bars has his own problems with addiction and does not need to be blamed for this happening. She alone has taken this man and everything that he had out of him. This is a shell of a man. Does this look like a man who has been in the military all of his life? Especially one who is recently discharged, or not discharged, but recently retired? A recently retired military man still walks a certain way, talks a certain way, commands himself in a certain way. She has broken him down so bad. He doesn't know how to even talk. This bothers me so much to see this man and what she's done to him. And the fact that she thinks this is showing that he's an abuser.
Look at me.
Go drink some more vodka, man.
No vodka.
He said, go drink some more vodka, man. But of course, her explanation for this is that she had 3 Bud Lights. Yeah, we know how she counts. He said, go drink some more vodka.
How long does it take for that to dry? All right, Jen. Baby, look at me.
Michelle, I think you've had enough to drink. I think you've had enough to drink.
How long does it?
I said, I think you've had
How
enough to
long
drink.
does it take for that to dry?
And that's what she's saying. And I think he just got some chew. I think so. He must chew. So he went over and got some tobacco. But as you can see here, you can see all of the redness from the chemical burn that the cement has caused there on his skin. So he's got burning skin. He doesn't know what to do. She's called the police on him several times. The police are so familiar with Michelle and her antics. She would, whenever he wouldn't do what she said, she'd call the cops on him. At first, it was just daring and daring and daring, and he'd go and give in to her, and then he said that he stopped because they were going to come out. They were going to see that she's out of control, drunk again, and that's that. Tell her to settle down. That's that. He was not abusing her. This is what she sees as abuse. He told her he thinks she's had enough to drink. And I mean, look at this. This is the daytime. This is just like how you do. Like I say, when you own a house and on the weekends, you're like, oh gosh, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. So, he was going to put in the sump pump. Obviously they've got too much water going wherever, and those pregnant armadillos underneath the deck. But he's walking away, and look at all of the stuff all over his shirt from her and her hands putting cement all over him.
I think you've had enough to drink.
I'm gonna take that concrete to...
Look at that. Look at the concrete in his hair, all over his shoulders, everywhere. He didn't do that. She did that. She put it all, and you're going to see in a little bit, you're going to see it's all over in his head and everywhere. She picked it all up, all of the wet, soaking wet cement that he had just mixed it. And she went and put it and threw it all over him and got it in his hair, his face, and everything, rubbed it all over, and she's thinking it's hilarious. And he doesn't think it's funny because his skin is freaking burning. And she's drunk, like, come and party. He's, no, this is not a party. This is not fun.
dry.
You were drunk and you spilled concrete all over our fucking yard. So I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
I can't breathe. Let me go get his drink. Here, baby. Oh, get the boy. Over that.
She's literally chasing him around. He wants to be left alone. He is giving all of the signals that he's hurt. He needs her to calm down. She's very much out of control. He does not know what to do. As a military man, he knows not to engage. Okay. Engage is where, you look the person in the eye and you meet them toe to toe. And, there's a way to meet them and then it goes and then you're going one by one and one by one. And then boom, what's going to happen. It's going to escalate. This man knows exactly what he's doing in not making eye contact with her, not escalating her, because this is how he would have to be if he was in a military assignment where he is there and people are not fond of Americans and they're standing there and they're throwing things and they're calling them names and everything. He's trained to, look away, look around, don't look at the person who's doing this, that they have a different set of cultural beliefs and the assignment is to just keep the peace and make sure that the properties are guarded, something like that. Let's just say that's what he's doing here. He's going into military man mode where he's compartmentalizing this, where he's like, he's got to get out of this assignment. He needs to get through this hour. He needs to get through this day. And then tomorrow will be different. You can see that he's kind of retreating in his head like that, where she continues to follow him and laugh at him and humiliate him and just really just reduce him to nothing, to just, that inside he's thinking, this is our house. This house is what I earned with my money. I want this house to be beautiful. I want somebody to make this house beautiful with me. These things need to be done. I had this assignment to get done in my head today. I needed to put this cement down so that the sump pump would go in and then that would drain the water from under my house properly. That one thing is going to go to the other, and that's what he planned on doing. But instead, he has an out of control child. An addicted, out of control child to deal with. And you can tell that she knows and she's scared enough. She knows, because first it was, put your ring back on, put your ring back on. And then it's like, oh, is this going to cost us? Is this going to make us have a divorce? Is this what it's going to be? Are we going to have a divorce over this? And she's laughing and laughing. Again, this is what she showed a judge, saying that this shows his abuse towards her.
I can't breathe.
She's going around following him in his space. He's embarrassed. He's dejected. He's saddened. And she's further humiliating him. Look at his skin as he goes and he looks at this in the mirror. Look at her laugh. She's not concerned at all that you can tell that this is creating a chemical burn on him.
The worse than concrete. It's concrete, really? It's concrete.
Look at that. Do you see that? When I posted pictures of this a few weeks ago, I didn't realize what I was really looking at until other people really said that, that you can really see that concrete, it creates essentially like like almost like a chemical burn, and you can see that his skin is reacting to it. It's been a few minutes, obviously, since she put it in his hair, but you can see it's in his hair, his face, all over him. So, and then he said, I don't know, you threw wet cement all over our yard. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know. And on him. So what did she do? She is inside. He's out there being a responsible man. She gets up, starts drinking and pilling and whatever, and goes out there, sees wet cement, throws it all over him, throws it all over the yard, gets it in his face and his hair, laughs at him, laughs at him, and calls this abuse. This is how he abused her. This is why he had to give her that house, because she wouldn't leave it until it can be sold this May. And this is why he gives her alimony. And this is why he had to give her the very newish car. So while she's sitting there saying that she doesn't have, because it's the end of the month and she needs money, she's given the alimony. She's given her SSDI that she has from her borderline personality disorder that she's had for over 20 years. So she doesn't have rent or a mortgage. She doesn't have a car payment. I don't know how the power and whatnot go, but she has all of that money. She is supposed to be a responsible enough adult that she has that money that goes over and covers well over what she would need. She has more than most of us. And what I'm really concerned about is that it's mentally compromised adults who are giving money, because I can't see anybody else who would see her in this active addiction and still give money. I'm really concerned that it's people who are not competent. This is it's really scary, and there is a direct link. There is a cause and effect domino effect. She gets in a wreck. People say, "Oh yeah, well she was just given this money. That's why she just went on the road," because we all know that she talks about how she goes on the road to go and get the drugs from the drug dealer who puts them underneath the traffic cone. So then is there going to be somebody who's going to see this for what it is and say, "Oh, really? Well, let's follow the dollars here." So you're saying that she's had a previous DUI, DWI. Does she have a current driver's license? What made her get in the car that day? Oh, because this person gave that money? Why would that person give that money to an active addict when they knew that that's what they were going to do with that money? Okay. So then does it go to the person who just gave that money, who that's easily tracked by? Because they can tell by the Cash App, they can tell in the PayPal, they can tell in the Venmo. How creative is an attorney going to be when they find out and they connect the dots? Does anybody else want to have that on their conscience, even if it doesn't come to a true cause and effect by the eyes of the court? I wouldn't. I do not want this woman on the road. I believe this woman needs to have a 5150. I believe that this woman knows what she's doing, and that's why she gets out of any 5150 or anything of the sort. She's playing a game, and anybody who's giving into it needs to question themselves and ask what they're doing here. Now, look at that. Cement all over in his hair. This is a man who worked hard in the military defending our country. And this is what he gets for retirement? Look at that, all rubbed in his ear and everywhere. And her just laughing at him. He's holding his head in shame. Just laughing at a man like that. Laughing at a man who doesn't know what to even say. Yep. That's what she considers abuse. That's what this man is paying for. What did he do? You know, what did he do? Do you think that that's abuse? I don't think it is.